It's me, the burglar from... Oh, not that burglar. But let me tell you something. Frank the Tank is a personal friend of mine. He's a regular burglar from hell. You can just call me the burglar. Yeah, you see, my story is old and widely told. It was some 20-something years ago. You see, I was trying to make an honest living, but, well, not really. You see, I used to break into homes and steal things. Oh, I would steal things like maybe there'd be some silver, utensils, and occasionally I would get gold, not like bars of gold at Fort Knox, but just gold, like women's jewelry and stuff, and just anything. Sometimes cash, sometimes computers, television sets, anything that I could carry. But then there was one day I broke into a certain apartment to some story writer, and all of a sudden I was digging around in his things, stealing a little watches and some necklaces, and I think I stole some shirts, but they were too tight. Might have to lose weight. Anyway, his computer was left on, and as I was taking a little bit of this and a little bit of that, I glanced over, and the screen was glimmering like a blue color, and on it was a title that said Horror Tales 666. And of course I tried to ignore it. I said, let me steal some more of this and a little more of that, but I kept looking over that computer, and I kept looking at it, and I go, what is Horror Tales 666? So, well, of course, nobody was there because I made sure the owner wasn't there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have broke in. That'd be stupid. Anyway, I sat down and I grabbed a little mouse. Not a real mouse, this kind of mouse that's connected to the computer. Like that one. Anyways, and I started to scroll down, and I read the first story, and it hypnotized me, kind of like just staring at, like if you were staring at a precious pair of boobs, and you're just so mesmerized by them, you're like, oh, look at those tatas. Oh, excuse me, let me be politically correct. Let's suppose it was a very nice green Corvette from 1968, we'll say, and you look at the Corvette and you think, oh, what a luscious body. It's just so consuming. Well, that's what these stories were like. I was trying to break away because I needed to steal shit and get the hell out of there. But I couldn't. I read one story after the other, actually seeing the stories materialize right before my eyes. Because as I would read the words on the screen, the vision would become true inside my head. And I could see it. They were riveting and scary. Something I don't recommend for everybody. It was too much. And as I was reading the last story, and I remember this vividly from 20-something years ago, I was reading about myself. The words actually said, and then the burglar sat down and started to read the next story. And I thought, oh, what is going on? And suddenly, there was this bald persona of a man with a knife to my throat, threatening to kill me. He said, do you like my stories? Hope you like this ending. And guess what? He slit my throat. It was very gruesome. Turns out he was a psychopath himself. The cops had been after him for years. And guess what? I didn't die. He left me there for dead. But when he left, a neighbor saw him, and that neighbor called 911. And immediately, there were ambulances there, like in that old show. Oh, what was that old show? Emergency, with those two dudes that drove the ambulance. I love that show. Anyways, they showed up. And fire trucks and police cars, and the blood was just spurting from my neck. Quite gruesome, and blood all over the place. Anyway, to make a long story short, they got me, stopped the wound from bleeding. What do they call it? They cornerized it or something. They took it to a corner and sized it up, corner-sized it or something. And then stitching. They stitched me up, and you can see there are no stitch marks after 20 years. Well, anyway, so I was made out, the best thing about the story was I was made out to be a hero. That's right. You see, yes, I know what you're saying now. I robbed him. Well, I did not deserve to be killed for being robbed, although I was not killed. I only had my throat slit, and I was saved at the last particular minute. However, turns out to be they caught the guy, and guess who got the credit for that psychopath going to jail? For the rest of his life, by the way. He killed 86 people. And to all you people out there that are just, oh, the poor psychopath, he only killed 86 people. Oh, I feel sorry for him. Yeah, you want him to come live with you? All right, then shut your mouth. Anyway, I was hailed a hero. However, still couldn't get any work. Yes, I tried to conform, I tried to be better, but I went back to my old days of robbing houses. Oh, you think I would have had enough after that experience? Well, I did it on one particular night. I remember it was a Friday night because the man was supposed to be home. Unfortunately, he was home and he was a gun enthusiast and he shot me right there. Well, I was still able to fight and we struggled and I got the gun away from him. Fearing for my life, I simply pulled the trigger. Well, it hit him right here, went straight through his brain and killed him dead. And guess who got locked up? Yep, that's right, me. For the next, well, it was supposed to be for a lot longer, but on good behavior, I was out in 16 years. Then, of course, I met somebody, and I tried to make a go out of it again. This time, being a number one, a good person, and try to get out there and get a job. However, society had condemned me because of that one bullet, that killing that man, putting me in jail, and I never meant to kill anybody. I was fighting for my life. I just like to steal. I don't like to kill. Anyway, I was condemned by that, and I could not get a job, and my wife would be like, yes, I got married shortly after that because I needed to have sex, and so I grabbed the first thing I could find, and she was nice, so we do it a lot. Anyways, so now I'm trying to support her and going out and getting jobs, but I cannot. Either I get the job and I lose it almost immediately because they find out about my criminal record. This went on for quite a long time, and the wife was nabbing and gabbing like, why can't you find a job? And I told her, I have this thing hanging over my head. I said, the only thing I know how to do is against the law. And she said, well, I don't want to hear any more excuses. Do something and bring money home. So, right, I went back to my old ways, robbing houses. It's something I'm good at. Some people are good at typing. Some people are good at nail filing. Some people are good at cutting hair. Some people are good at taxes. Well, may I do your taxes, ma'am? 16 from 12 is 38. You'll get $38 back from your taxes this year. Some are really good at auto mechanics. Why, ma'am, I just fixed your Cadillac. I put in a new converter. That'll be $86, please. Some are good bank tellers. There you go, ma'am. $15. Come back real soon. Your account's looking very, very majoristic. Yes, they're all good at those things, but I suck at almost everything, except burglarizing houses. And that's what I do. So, I gotta go now because I'm back to burglarizing houses. And I've been watching this real sweetie pie. Whoa! Nice brown hair, nice rack on her. Nice little butt, I just want to squeeze it. I've been checking her out from across her house. She drives this gold van. Yeah. And tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to be going by there, just kind of hanging her out in the neighborhood. I'll be just kind of like, oh, hello, sir. Oh, hello, sir. How are you? That kind of thing. And when she leaves, payday! I'm hitting that house tomorrow. Oh, I got to go. The wife's here. Time for some good sex. Wow! Woo!